Okay, here we go. Jam mode episode what? I completely forgot. Episode 4. Yes, episode 4. I momentarily forgot because this whole video was recorded 2 days ago. I was planning on doing the voiceover yesterday. So I could just quickly upload the video. But no, I'm doing the voiceover currently right now to a 2-day-old video. Anyways, of course, kicking things off with Velocity. Of course, we simulate everything for Velocity. We simulate almost everything for SmackDown. We play one match on SmackDown, then we, watch the main event. Anyway, down that page, your European champion against number contender for the Cruiserweight Championship, Steven Richards. Let's see who will win, and it's Steven Richards. Okay, then, number one contender for the Cruiserweight title has defeated your European champion, Diamond Page. But Diamond Page, he pulls off another high-rated matchup. He pulled off a 6-star matchup against John Cena on week 1, I believe. I think that was week 1. And now he pulls off a 5-star matchup against Steven Richards. That's kind of surprising. Booker T versus Owen Hart will be the next one here. I completely forgot the rest of the match card. I'm not going to bother to check the rest of the match card for at least once we get to SmackDown. But anyway, Booker T, he won a number 1 contenders. Did he? Right? I'm just gonna quickly check. Okay, I just checked. I just quickly stopped doing the whole audio. And okay then. Booker T defeats Owen Hart. No, wait, 1 contest, my bad. I'm thinking, or Owen Hart defeats Booker T, my bad. I was thinking someone else. Okay. Yeah, Booker T, he won the triple threat to crown a number 1 contender for Diamond Page's European Championship. He won it against Bret Hart and William Regal on GM mode episode 3, which was the last episode. Yeah, because then we got episode 5, which is going to be up next. Then after episode 5, we have the whole Judgment Day pay-per-view, which I actually got the whole match card planned out, and I even got Velocity planned out as well. So we can simulate Velocity. Now, you know what? We'll play Velocity. Should we? No. Okay, never mind. We're going to simulate Velocity like we always do. Anyway, going to SmackDown. Here we go. And Batista, he defeats Rhyno. That's good. 3.3 rated matchup. We want Batista to defeat Rhyno because Batista, he's inside the program against John Cena. Of course, John Cena, he laid it down in open challenge against Batista because Batista kept attacking him backstage, which is exactly what we wanted, which leads to Batista answering the challenge or not. Anyway, Big Show and Chavo Guerrero will be the next matchup. We're going to simulate this, so on and so forth. The main event, we're going to watch that, of course. The main event we usually watch. But then sometimes we won't watch the main event. Sometimes we'll play the main event. Nah, we'll never play the main event. At least I'm going to try not to ever play the main event. But we will either watch it or simulate it just to do a different matchup. But I do save the most important matches. Well, at least the ones that I will enjoy the most. A.k.a. the most important ones, to be fair, for the main event. So, yeah. That is that. Okay, Big Show and Chavo Guerrero. Currently, Chavo Guerrero and A. Guerrero, the Los Guerreros, they're kind of putting into a program against Big Show and A-Train, as Big Show defeats Chavo Guerrero in a 1.7 rated matchup, chokeslam after a little bit extra. Okay, we're going to try and put Big Show and A-Train against a program against Los Guerreros, because we're going to probably need Los Guerreros to at least do something. And Big Show and A-Train, they're really not all that important, but we're going to make Los Guerreros at least have something. At least have a storyline or rivalry or something like that. Or just a thing to see which the better tag team at least. Anyway, third matchup, Mr.perfect versus the British Bulldog. This is kind of old school here, but of course we do have the whole Hart Foundation. I wanted the whole Hart Foundation here on SmackDown. I also want Mr.perfect just for the use of having him for stuff. I also want Diamond Page and stuff like that. So, yep, okay. I also want to test as well. So, here we go. Diamond Page. Not Diamond Page. Mr.perfect and British Bulldog. British Bulldog, he's going to win that one. And so, yeah, that was that. That was just like a random matchup. Anyway, next matchup, John Cena versus one half of the Dudley boys, Bubba Ray Dudley. Of course, Bubba Ray and Devon. I believe they had a matchup on Velocity, I think. Was it Velocity? I could be mistaken. Okay, we're gonna check back in the card. I have a whole bunch of things stacked with humorous mode and GM mode, and it's just a complete mess. I got week 1 and 2 of GM mode and continuations of weeks 8 for Raw, SmackDown, and ECW, all the way up to week 12 of Raw, SmackDown, and ECW for humorous mode, and an extra 2 weeks of Superstars. That's just getting in the way of GM mode. I can't find it. I have it all written down. Okay, anyway, Cena and Dudley. I believe Dudley and Dudley, they won against the Hart Foundation and on Velocity. And John Cena defeats Bubba Ray in a 3-raid matchup. To be fair, the star reigns raid don't count since this is exhibition mode, but I still want to keep it like a GMO type, so we're going to count in the star reigns. And so for when we have joint branded pay-per-views, or when we have stuff like that, I don't know. At this point, I won't play this matchup anyway. Kurt Angle is, of course, your World Heavyweight Champion. Baby Kidman, he's your Cruiserweight Champion. So I'm going to play as Kurt Angle just to make this champion versus champion matchup go in advance to, of course, the World Heavyweight Champion, which is Kurt Angle at this point. Alright, so anyway, what else was I trying to say? I completely forgot. Oh yeah, since this is week 4 and we're not doing a pay-per-view after this, we're not going to do the Judgment Day pay-per-view after this. We're going to do the Judgment Day pay-per-view after week 5. Because in week 4, and back then in the Ruthless Aggression era, at least for Tales 3, Tales 4, Tales and 5, those are 3 years I'm basing it off of. Tales 3, Tales 4, Tales and 5 are the years I'm basing it off of. And, let's see. So, Backlash was always first after WrestleMania. And that was for Raw, and then it was Judgment Day for SmackDown. So, I can't really remember the amount of weeks for Judgment Day. The number of weeks, I think it was probably on a week 5 date after SmackDown. I know Backlash was on a week 4 date after SmackDown. Week 4 or the beginning of week 5. Something like that. So that's that. So we're going to have so Backlash, basically we're just going to do the rest of the roster that we don't have the rest of the roster in the Tales 3, Tales 4, Tales 5 era of the day. So of the discussion era. So that will be the rest of Raw's roster, and of course with some legends as well, as we have the Hart Foundation, and we also have Mr.perfect and stuff like that. So I'll give Raw some legends as well, and I'll just do up a whole random match card, one that's accurate. I won't be unfair and give them sucky match cards. I'll book it the way a ridiculous type of GM mode book it, and Angle Slam to Billy Kidman. He's gonna get up from that. Cruiserweight Champion, no selling that from the World Heavyweight Champion. And we're just going to try and quickly get by this. So, we are going to give Raw an accurate Backlash match card. And then I'm going to show you guys the Backlash match card and the star reigns. I'm actually going to simulate all the matches. Like I do for the Velocity card. I'm going to simulate all the matches. For the Backlash pay-per-view. Of course, with an accurate type of match card. Stuff like that. And some of them will be inaccurate since GMO doesn't really since SmackDown vs. Raw 6 GMO doesn't really act all that accurate. Well, SmackDown vs. Raw 6 2008, so basing off of something like that. With the CPU acting like an idiot sometimes. So, that's how that is going to be. I'm not going to make it all that accurate, but we're going to make it somewhat accurate. And make it fair enough, and then star reigns that each match gets, I will actually be honest and show them to you. In the game, stuff like that. Anyway. 0.6 rated matchup so far. Drop kick. There we go. Big Kidman not done so well against us off the ropes. Gut wrench. Bingo. And ankle lock. Tap out, tap out, tap out. Ugh. Not accurate. Big Kidman sure just tapped out immediately. Just that he got off that. Trying to power drive or powerbomb. You're going to do that to the World Champion. You're a cruiserweight. Gut wrench again. Moonsault time. And nails it. Pin. Can this one be it? I kind of wanted to get up and do an ankle lock again, but we got the victory. 3.9 rated matchup. We did well with that one. Now gut wrench for good measure. So, those were all the matches that were supposed to be simulated. And now it's gonna be time for the main event. Going back to week 4 here. Main event, number contenders. Well, I forgot about this. So now, of course, yeah, I'm not going to treat it universe mode where I act all surprised and stuff. Where I act like an actual Dudley commentator. I'm just going to, not be surprised at all. Well, I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot I set this up. But what this essentially supposed to do is, since Batista has not done any promo trying to respond to John Cena's open challenge. Of course, Batista, he's attacked John Cena backstage multiple times in the past episodes of Universe Mode, so what we're doing is going to make Cena return a favor. And no, this is not a John Cena heel turn, if you guys are thinking of that. This is not a Cena heel turn, it's just Cena making a statement as well, I guess. Add 2 adjustments, again. And it wasn't called the attitude adjustment back then, but I'm just going to try to keep this kid friendly. I believe it turned into the attitude adjustments or the AA in like what, 2007, 2008 for the more kid friendly environment like 2008. But you know, back then it was called, you know, I'm not going to say it because this is like supposed to be kid friendly and stuff. Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway. Here we go. No one contenders for the World Heavyweight Championship. Up next, Randy Orton versus The Rock versus The Undertaker. We're going to watch this matchup. And, of course, it makes sense for these 3 men to be inside a no contenders matchup because on SmackDown Week 1, the only title that was decided, of course, I did set up champions. I did set up everyone to have a championship before I started this whole GMO thing, but the only one I did not set was the World Heavyweight Championship since I specifically wanted a good main event for that title, and so I did. Main event for Week 1 was a fatal 4-way matchup between Krangle, Randy Orton, The Rock, and Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Krangle, of course, he pinned Randy Orton after a double team suplex from The Rock and Undertaker. And so Taker and The Rock, instead of pinning Orton, they didn't notice, and then they decided to fight against Char. Taker's back was turned. I believe it was Taker, and The Rock was on the ground, and Taker's back was turned, and then Krangle got a sneaky victory against Randy Orton. And so that's how Angle was World Heavyweight Champion. So he'll defend his World Heavyweight title at the Judgment Day SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. Of course, GM mode, SmackDown GM mode, not at all connected to the SmackDown Universe mode. If anything, SmackDown Universe mode is kind of better. I am enjoying GM mode a whole lot more, though. I'd say SmackDown Universe mode is probably more realistic. Well, at least it has better wrestling talent, like the current ones. And I could probably have some independent wrestling guys, stuff like that. For example, Seth Rollins, that's a good one. Each day they have like Daniel Bryan, stuff like that. And we also got some more current independent wrestling stars like Ricochet, stuff like that. We also got some great New Japan wrestling talent like Kenny Omega and Shusuke Okada. Hiroshi Tanahashi is another good one. Anyway, so for this one, of course, since these 3 men did not pick up a victory for the World Heavyweight Championship, of course, this one is going to be accurate. As no contenders matchup as Orton, he almost stole victory from the victory roll counter from the Tombstone Power Driver Taker was about to do, or that was going to be a shoulder breaker. So it's a shoulder breaker in here. It looks a whole lot like Tombstone Power Driver. And the last ride, okay. That has to be it. Nope. And The Rock, he's going to break that up. Ooh, nice counter to Hurricane. And now Bebe or Haley's suplex. And Randy Orton now on the ground. The Rock, he's dazed. Taker, he's going to get up back to his feet. The Rock is still dazed. Taker's up to his feet. The Rock he's now no longer stunned. Orton simply gets kicked down. And that could have been Tombstone or a shoulder breaker. Anyway, nevertheless, The Rock, he did get out that big boot. Randy Orton, he's just not doing well here. He's just getting kicked around backwards, neck breaker. And now Taker, oh, he could do the Tombstone. He can do the Tombstone now. He has the Tombstone. Do the Tombstone. You idiotic CPU, make him do the Tombstone. Come on, before he loses it, don't make him do. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. He lost it. Are you kidding me? Spin punch from The Rock. He's gonna take a victory from that probably. That was right to the back of the head as well. I like that. Taker lost it. Are you kidding me? And missed the big boot. Hit with the tennis racket. There goes The Rock. He went flying with the flaming tennis racket. And now Randy Orton, he's in a war of trouble here. Shall see who wins the number tennis matchup. And there goes Randy Orton flying from the tennis racket. Taker, a whole lot of strength behind that tennis racket. And now punching The Rock with the tennis racket. Taker's weapon of choice here, a tennis racket. And it's actually working out somewhat well. Well, The Rock counters. Okay, never mind, Taker has the upper hand, and there goes Taker. Randy Orton has some vintage Orton to The Rock. Nice, and now into the leg strength. Could win for the pin there, but okay. And Taker, he breaks up with that humongous big boot. 5.1 rated matchup. Okay, then 5 stars. 5.1. Okay, keeps consistent. Sleeper hold from The Rock. Has Undertaker misses, and The Rock, he missed the spin punch there. The Undertaker just won't stop hitting people with the tennis racket. He's gonna probably hit Orton with it now. Never mind. No longer has it. Randy Orton, he's tired. You can tell because he's limping backbreaker into a camel clutch. Nice transition by Randy Orton, third generation superstar, I believe, or second generation. Second? He's second generation, isn't he? Oh, there. I probably might be wrong. I forgot the whole legacy thing with, co-roads Ted DiBiase, Randy Orton being third, second generation type superstars. Completely forgot. Back suplex and Taker. He almost actually got victory there. The Rock, he broke that one up in time. Now we got The Rock and Taker arm drag by The Rock to Undertaker. And Orton, he's going to take control into a leg strength to The Rock, and Taker breaks it up again. Undertaker, he's just seeing all these submissions, isn't he? Breaking them all up as well. The Rock, he now has tennis racket. That tennis racket has been very brutal. And there goes Orton. And there goes Taker with the tennis racket. That tennis racket is just so brutal here in this matchup. And now Taker. Have like crab. The Rock breaks up with spin punch. I like that. And delivers one to Randy Orton as well. And bye-bye suplex for the Viper, the Apex Predator, the Legend Care. Well, at that time in 2003, 2004, 2005, he was known as Legend Care. Well, not 2003, I think. I know 2004. With his whole rivalry with Mick Foley and stuff like that. Although there was like 2 other victims before that. Arm drag by The Rock again. 5.2 rated matchup, so it's doing well. It's doing well. Homer Kenton's doing very good. Now, if this get to a 6-star matchup, which is the highest amount of star ratings you can get in this game, then that would be someone there with The Rock, nails DT. With the steel chair as well. Taker, he just didn't feel that. No sold that. Just didn't sell it at all. Or he's just going to stumble. He's exhausted. This has been a heck of a matchup so far. You gotta admit, this has been a great main event so far. And I got no idea on how to call the action anymore. And Randy Orton has hurt his head. Well, it doesn't matter why, because we're not going to treat injuries like the way we treat it in Endurance mode. In Endurance mode, if wrestlers have an injury, we're going to treat it like they have an injury, even though it's on Exhibition mode as well. But in GM mode, we're going to treat it like SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 GM mode, where we're just going to turn injuries off. Taker, he could do a tombstone here, but he's not going to do it. Never mind. Tombstone to The Rock after he made Randy Orton tap out. Okay, I like that ending. At least he did a tombstone. He delivered a tombstone to The Rock after making Randy Orton tap out, so that was good. Taker killing another bird with another stone. An extra bird with an extra stone. After basically, making Randy Orton submit. So, I like that. And I forgot to just keep this picture still, and it's moving around. Okay, there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode of GM Mode. Next one is going to be week 5, and then the Judgment Day pay-per-view is going to be a full pay-per-view where we're just going to watch every match. For Velocity, I'm probably just going to quickly simulate, since Velocity doesn't really matter all that much. I was about to say on the Velocity after Judgment Day. On the Velocity after Judgment Day, I'm actually going to showcase the matches. No, I wasn't. I got no idea what I was thinking there. So yeah, that was that. Thank you guys for watching this episode of GM Mode. Next one going to be week 5, in which, since it doesn't really matter, where I might as well just spoil the card for you. Velocity for week 5, aka next episode. Dudley vs. Chavo Guerrero, Mr.perfect vs. Booker T. Then SmackDown, Matt Hardy vs. Owen Hart, Jim Neidhart vs. Test, A-Train vs. Chavo Guerrero this time. John Cena and Christian vs. JBL Batista. Christian, of course, your nicest champion. JBL, the #1 contender. John Cena and Batista are currently in the rivalry. Kurt Angle vs. Diamond Page, World Champion versus European Champion, basically. And Chris Benoit and Rey Mysterio, the #1 contenders for the Dudley Tag Titles, will take on... Never mind. I just realized I messed up now. And thank you guys for watching this video. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.